Remember how I said that we weren't going to be doing any of the extra battles anymore? Well, it turns out I was wrong, and it's the next video where I stopped doing that. So Sharisa actually has fire, nature, and water cards all in one deck, which is a bit more variety than we've seen so far if memory serves correctly. And even though that variety is kind of cool, none of her cards are particularly strong. Our blockers just have way too much power for her to do anything about it. She does have the standard spell cards that can remove some of our monsters from the field without actual battle, but she doesn't have enough of them, unlike death-focused decks, to do anything. And usually when we do take damage to one of our shields, it's because we were attacking with a blocker because I wanted the battle to go faster, not because we were in actual danger. I'm fairly certain if I were paying more attention the whole fight I could do this only losing a single shield, but I really wasn't focusing too much because I knew I was going to win.
Now the fun begins.
I cut out the screen to save time, but between this battle and the last one, I exchanged our Nomad hero for the Flametripus we won in the last fight. It's not a big difference, but the Flametripus was definitely better. Anyway, for this battle, Simon seems to be suspiciously lacking in blockers, and the only blocker I see for a while requires so much mana that it may as well be useless to him. I mean, I guess he has some cool fire monsters I've never seen before, but I have this sneaking suspicion that the battles in this game were not as balanced as they could have been. He manages to summon an explosive fighter really late into the fight, but even if he got the chance to use it, it wouldn't do much because he has no blockers to work with, and we have a ton. I'm not gonna lie, if I saw him summon it early in the fight I would have been a tad scared, but I think we probably could have handled it.
You're going down.
It's time to fight Ice Cream again, and I can't remember a damn thing about what the last fight with him was like. I think I recall saying we were very evenly matched, and that seems to be about the same case here. Our decks are very similar, and if the RNG didn't screw him over so early on, we might have actually lost here. He's still a huge asshole with all those spells that remove our monsters from the field, though. Hey, maybe I remember way more about that fight than I thought. But no, seriously, he keeps doing it. Like, immediately after I summon Explosive Fighter, he sends it back with Spiral Gate. He has a lot of cards that do that. And he's so good at using those cards at every opportunity that he destroys most of my blockers, and it's enough to unfuck him to the point that he can actually start attacking back. We managed to resummon Explosive Fighter, but it's way too late for him to be useful and we almost lost again.
Bring it on!
Lynn here has a lot of fire and death monsters, but not many blockers, which seems to be a theme lately. I guess it comes with battling in the Fire Monk's Junkyard. Man, that's a weird sentence. Things are going really well for us again, and we seem to be dealing a lot of damage to her without any comeuppance. But just like last time, that changes really easily. The RNG isn't as mean to her as it was to Ice Cream, so when she gets monsters strong enough to wipe out our blockers, and then on top of that summons an explosive fighter, we're kind of in trouble. Thankfully we summoned our own relatively quickly after her, so we barely make it out.
Greetings, Rusty. I am seeking the best fire duelist. Perhaps you can help me.
Of course I can! I'm the best fire duelist there is!
Are you? Then let us begin.
So get this, the Fire Monk has fire monsters, but like, only fire monsters. And spell cards, of course. To his credit, he manages to whoop us pretty good early on by summoning a bunch of Braid Claws, which are specifically meant to attack your enemies early when they don't have a bunch of blockers on the field yet. He also has a spell card we haven't seen before that enables him to beef up his Braid Claw and make it almost as dangerous as Explosive Fighter. Thankfully, we only need one blocker to stop him from doing that and kill the Braid Claw next turn. After that relatively strong offensive on his part that left us mostly even, though the rest of the fight is spent wearing him the rest of the way down. There aren't really any upsets from there, but this duel has taught me not to underestimate Braid Claw because he dealt pretty much all of his damage with those guys.
You are the one I have been seeking. When you duel, you feel a surge of power.
I guess.
That power comes from the card's bond to the creatures who exist in another dimension. We monks seek to keep the bridge between the creatures' world and ours open.
Awesome!
Yes, but the bridge is in danger. It was tampered with, and 5 creatures escaped into our world. One of them is a powerful fire creature that only a master fire duelist can control. This is my quest for you.
I'll do it!
Good. The key to controlling the creature lies in reassembling the 9 pieces of its card. Here I have the first one, but the rest have been scattered throughout the town. You must find them before it's too late.
No problem!
If only this were a simple task. Others will be trying to find them as well. If the creature got into the wrong hands...
Wrong hands?
The widow. But quickly, go and find the remaining pieces.